welcome to another episode of rawradianthealth.com, and I'm Natasha St. Michael, and thank you so much for joining me. So today I'm going to talk about yo-yo dieting. I got a great request to talk about this, and I thought it was a great topic because I know a lot of people out there have been in a situation where they found themselves yo-yo dieting. They might be in it right now, or they might even be feeling like, ooh, I feel like I'm in this weird situation where I'm going from one extreme to the other. And this is something I personally just want as many people to avoid having to fall into this as possible, because it's really, it has a lot of harmful effects, not only on people's health, but also on their self-confidence, on their emotions, and their relationship with their body, and just the feeling of lack of control in their life. And I feel for anyone that goes through this, and I really, if we can avoid it, let's do it. And if you're in it, let's try and work things away to get out of it, pretty much. And pretty much what yo-yo dieting is that it's either when someone is on a diet that they do in order to, lose weight, reverse a health condition, something like that, okay? And they go on a diet and they reach their goal, and then they go off the diet back to their regular eating habits, and suddenly they gain the weight back, sometimes even more, and then they go back on that diet, lose weight again, then go off the diet, regain the weight, and it's just like this, this vicious cycle of like back and forth of losing the weight, regaining it, losing it, regaining it, and so they're yo-yoing. And it's the same thing too of sometimes people being on even like a diet that's extremely restrictive, and they're on the restrictive diet, and then they go to the opposite extreme of overeating and binging out even on foods that they normally don't even eat, and then they go back to the restrictive diet, and then they fall off again, back and forth, and it's just torture. I mean, pretty much what someone's putting themselves through is a great amount of torture and just turmoil, and it's upsetting to see, and it's really difficult for the person that's in the middle of it, because they see that they can get the results from what they're doing, but to be able to sustain those results is almost impossible, because eventually, if you're not getting all the proper nutrition from a diet, and the diet's not well-rounded, and you're not getting enough calories, you are going to fall off. And depending on how restrictive that diet is, or how what it's allowing you to have and what it's not allowing you to have, can determine like how much you might sort of fall off, So the main thing is that a lot of these diets that contribute to someone yo-yoing is a lot of times these diets aren't things that you can do in the long term, okay? They're really short-term diets that get people fast results, but it's not something someone can do forever. And that's the first thing that needs to change. If someone wants to avoid yo-yo dieting and wants to get out of being in that situation, they've got to change how they're approaching their diet. And they shouldn't be looking at their diet as, okay, I need to go on this diet to lose this weight, but really to be going on a diet about creating healthy eating habits. Because once you start looking at your diet as, how can I create healthy eating habits, then naturally you're going to get the benefits of losing that extra weight, of reversing the health conditions, everything. Those things are effects. They shouldn't be the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is having healthy eating habits, because most people don't, right? And that's where a lot of problems come in with gaining weight and having all these diet-related illnesses, all of that. It's just from not having basic good eating habits. So you need to find a diet that you're able to sustain and do for the rest of your life and enjoy it. Okay, there's no reason not to be enjoying it, but you've got to be able to look at a diet and say, okay, I can do this, and I can do this forever, and I can be happy, and I can have fun with it, and I can feel great and get energy and lose the weight and not be deprived, not have crazy cravings, and not feel like I'm being left out. Okay, you really have to find a diet that is giving you everything you need and more, okay? And that's when you're going to avoid like the yo-yo dieting. It won't even be part of the equation. There's no option for that, okay? So number one is to focus on finding a diet and that works for you, okay? And that is creating health is the number one importance, okay? And not these like crash diets, because these crash diets do not work. They just don't, okay? And so especially for someone that if they're going on a crash diet, they're never thinking about what they're going to do to sustain the results, okay? They just go back to what they did before, and what they did before is usually what's causing that weight gain and what was causing problems with their eating and health issues. Okay, so what your day-to-day diet has to be something that's sustainable, and it has to be something that's healthy and well-rounded. And that's where a big issue comes in, is a lot of times people are on diets that are too restrictive, or it's not well-rounded enough that they're not getting adequate nutrition. So they go from one extreme of being not getting enough calories, not getting enough nutrition, and just, it not being able to sustain them. So they're able to do it for a certain amount of time, but eventually they fall off. And when they fall off hard, and then they're eating foods that they don't normally eat, they're binging out on junk food, stuff like that, just because the body is craving nutrition, and craving the calories it needs to be able to just function. If you're cutting off energy and nutrition from your body, it's going to try and find it any way possible, and it's going to create crazy cravings, and you're going to feel out of control. So what do? You have to find something that every day is balanced. Every day is feeding you adequate amount of energy and nutrition, okay? Because you want to have long-term results. You want the results you get, that weight loss, to be forever. You don't want to just lose it all so quickly only to regain more, right? None of that. You need to be creating healthy eating habits now, okay? So that's pretty much what I have to say about yo-yo dieting is that it's a matter of really getting off of quick fix and looking at things as, what can I do to maintain my health? What can I do that every day I'm getting healthier and healthier? Every day I'm feeling better and better. Every day I'm feeling a little bit more and more lighter. And that it's permanent, long-term, forever, okay? Doing things that never feel restrictive, ever. You never want to feel like you're restricted, because the moment anyone feels like they can't have something and that they're not allowed to have something, you want to rebel. Okay, and you don't want to be rebelling against your own precious body. It doesn't make sense. That too, it's a matter of finding something that's honoring your body. Okay, because you only got one body, just one. And this is, it's so important to take care of it because it's yours. It's the only thing you've got. Okay, so I'm leaving you guys with that, and I'm wishing you the most fabulous, fabulous day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.